Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Ready to get out of here and go to bed, but I just want to leave this message with you before I go. I have always said, and I want to re say it. Listen to me good. Every government on the earth is a representative of a government that's being presented to the people as being better, superior to the government of God. Every last one of them. They even got you thinking that this life, just a little bit that you do have, is so much fun and so wonderful that if you were in heaven, you couldn't have any fun. That's the lie that they got you believing, so to keep you in line with what they're doing. But I really want you to know that. And for you Americans, and I'm sure other people around the world, watch Donald Trump. Watch how he acts. Watch the things that he says. Feel how low down and how ugly and how dirty it makes you feel. Now, realize that some of you are right on with it, but there are many of you out there that your flesh crawls and he wants to look like he's tough, like he's so bad, be scared of me. And a small nation with a guy like that, with a nation with an attitude like that, could get beat like nothing. But anyway, I want you to know that all of these systems of government, it doesn't matter whether you're United States, whether you're China, I don't care, nothing like that. But I want you to know that the people, the system, and the people that partakes in the system, especially the ones that's at the top, the ones at the top usually are the ones that convinced everybody that they were it. They are the ones. Okay? They are the voices of that ugliness. They are. Well, they speak. Well, it depends upon what kind of system of government you're under. But that is the one that gives the representation to the public, to the people about what you are about. Now, when they do that, wherever you're at, whether you are low down and dirty, you are hard, you just do anything you can to the public, rob them, beat them, put in prison, anything, or whether you give them welfare, Social Security, whatever it is, I want you to just know that these gifts or whatever the blessings are, whatever you can receive in the life is your reward for accepting things the way that they are. Now, in some places you've had some benefits and now they're taking them away. That's more pain and suffering. You've gone down to a different level now. You're going down to a different lower level of hell. You see, when they give you health care, you don't have that stuff to worry about. That makes you feel better. That looks like you're climbing on up to heaven, getting on out of here. But when they take that stuff away, you never had it, you got this stuff, then you are down. You are down. And they feel big. They are millionaires and billionaires and multi-billionaires. And they end up, after a while, want to take all of your rights away. But that's the way they are. I just want to mention that to you so you can identify. You know you see it. But I'm telling you why it happens. These are forms of systems of government that wants to deny God. Yes, they want to deny God. But you can't really get into it. These guys, they are doing a system, they got into it. They don't know any better. They're just attached to it. They don't know any better. But I want you to understand what I mean when I say they don't know any better. Each of us, each of the people everywhere, whatever system you're under, you play a part in the maintenance of that system. You play a part in that system continuing, whether it's okay or whether it's messed up. You play a part in it. Now, what do you mean? What do I mean when I say you play a part in it? These systems of government, regardless how demonic the voices are, it could never exist without the people. So wherever your system of government is, it is empowered by you, by you, by you, and by you. Everywhere. These systems of government exist by the people running their mouth, the big ones and the little ones, doing their thing. And it's just hell running all over the earth. Now, why do I say this to you? Because the government, the system of government that you're supposed to live under, they make you feel as if you're in heaven, having your needs, wants, and your desires met, not suffering for anything, joy and filled with happiness and living your dreams. That's a different system. That system requires that you know the truth. What's the truth? The truth that there's one government of God. And God has made everything for people who live, He's prepared that they can live. But when you've been deceived, when somebody tell you anything, doesn't matter what they're telling you. If they tell you something that gets your eyes off of God, that allow you to live wherever you are as if you're in heaven, you've been tricked. You've been tricked. And when they talking about you're sure to die, so when you lose, when you leave God's way, I think they talk about that in the scripture somewhere. The day you defile me or something, you're gonna sure to die. Now, what does that mean? They got to think that we're going to the grave. We're gonna die there anyway. But what it means when you're gonna die is when you wake up. When you wake up, then you find out what you missed, what you've done. That's gonna hit you. What you've done, the role that you played, the part that you played. So then who knows what you have to go through truly before other than that. But it's all getting out but waking up. Getting out but waking up. Now, I want you to know also that what that basically means, you don't have to wait for the nation to wake up. You don't have to wait for your family to wake up. You wake up when you wake up. What that means, wake up when you know the truth. When you know that people are hurting and you care about those people, you say, what do you mean I care? I mean, you feel their pain. You know if they're happy, you feel their happiness. But you wake up and you know how the world's supposed to be, how the people are supposed to live. You know the joy that they're supposed to have in their life. You know the freedom that they're supposed to have in their life. You know the prosperity. You know all of that stuff. And when you know that, you see what the problem is. But can't nobody hear you because they have been indoctrinated to the ways of the world. Wherever you are, they've been indoctrinated to it and told, they don't want to call it indoctrination. They tell them that's it. That's the truth. That's the truth. And they've been going through all kinds of stuff. And the people listening to it because they don't know any better. They don't know God. They really don't. They heard some stuff, but they don't know God. To know God means that you don't take no stuff. To know God, you don't let Trump keep going and walking around and doing all that stuff, hurting people, sending people, put them in some Guantanamo Bay. Got his people who are more demonic than you are. See, because you got people out there ready to grab folks and take on down to Guantanamo Bay and point their finger at us. But see, that's the way they were taught. They don't know any better. They don't know any better. And we can't brag unless we know God. And if we know God and know God's way, we still can't turn around upset at people because we understand. They don't know what the hell is going on. And if you're not living it, you keep quiet. Because it don't mean a thing. You trying to give God a bad name if you're not living it. And you can't live it if you don't know it. And you can't know it unless God show it. And they ain't showing it to you unless you got a pure heart. All right. They've got people out here, prosperity preachers. Now, what do you think? Look at people pimping God. Lying their tails off. Just lying and lying. How many they tell you that there's a better way of life and you can have it here on this earth? And tell you what the basic principle you have to endure in order to do. How many are telling you that? Or even advocating? They might be telling you. I know the prosperity preachers are, because they're sitting there trying to live it. But I just wanted to mention that to you. All of this happens because you don't know the truth. What I mean you don't know the truth, you don't know God. You listen to what somebody told you, what you read, what you kind of fantasize, whatever, but you don't know God. Because if you knew God, you would love God. You would be so glad to be one with God. And on top of that, you know who you are. And so by knowing who you are, then you know who everybody is. Even if they're crooked as they can be. You know who they are. And you care about them. But you're not trying to putting one against another. No, you're showing them the truth by the way you live. That's it, bottom line. Now, one other thing I want to say, then I'm going to turn you loose. Since it's going on the internet, of late, I hear people all the way talking about near-death experience. I mean, and a lot of them tell you they go through this here change and they get drawn into something that's beautiful and wonderful and end up seeing and talking to Jesus, because Jesus called them up and they talk to them and tell them that it's not their time and they got to come back, and obviously got a story to tell, and it supposedly, hopefully, would bless someone. But everybody knows, especially now, when you talk about Jesus, you have seen the picture of Jesus in the book, and you know what you've seen. Now you've been hearing about a black Jesus, and then you got people telling you all kind of stuff about a black Jesus. How stupid anybody would be to think that Jesus was white. You got all that going on. Now these people that go to the near death who talk to Jesus, they never come back and tell the people what the number one thing that people want to know. What Jesus look like? What color is it? What's going on? You want to know that. So don't come here telling me, I'm talking to you guys who've been in a near-death experience, don't come back here telling me how sweet it was, how lovely the lights were, and how comfortable and free you felt. Now come back and tell me some stuff I really want to know, that I can understand. Tell me what Jesus looked like. Tell me what his feet, tell me what he looked like. But nobody tell us that. They just come back and tell us anything, and knowing that the number one thing we want to know is what Jesus looked like. So, I just want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I do know this. If I had not known the truth, I wouldn't be sitting up here telling you this stuff. Because I know how people are. You got people who go and attack the country like they had January 6th. You got people who go out and do that because of some stuff they believe. And some of it is bold-faced lies. Like the stuff that Trump was telling was bold-faced lies. And these people, hearing these bold-faced lies, came down to Washington and jumped on people and cursed the building and did everything they could to this building, trying their best to prove a point on some lies. I mean, it would have been a different thing if he lost and you recognized it, but you didn't like it, and you just want to go and whoop somebody's head and make them quit. That's one thing. But for this man to come and tell you all these lies about he's stolen and they did this and he did that, and you went and got sticks and dangerous stuff and went to Washington trying to hurt somebody because of these lies. Wow. Anyway, that ain't funny. But these are the kinds of things you do when you don't know God. If you knew God, there's no way you do that. If you knew God, you'd be trying to make sure that those people down there trying to whoop somebody else's head knew the truth, because you'd be walking the truth, telling them that bull ain't no good. Oh, man. Well, anyway, let me see. I want to thank you for giving me this your time. Until next, if there is, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.